got some chanterelles here. Chanterelles are a summertime mushroom here in the Ozarks. And while they don't get the attention that the morels get in the spring, they are an excellent eating mushroom. And they may not be quite as good as the morels. But I think part of the reason they don't get the attention is because not many people want to get out here and trek through the woods when it's 95 degrees out. I am just dripping sweat, but it's worth it when you come across a find like this. We've got these here. We've got more over here. More there. More over there. Now this one is actually the smooth chanterelle. It's one of 3 chanterelles that grow here in Missouri, unless you want to count the black trumpet, which is sometimes called the black chanterelle. But the smooth ones, they have no gills on the other side and no ridges. Now the golden chanterelles, which I'll show you later, they have some pretty prominent ridges underneath, but they're not really true gills. They're just sort of roundish humps that vein up the stem and down toward the cap, and they actually fork out a little as they get toward the edge of the cap. Now there's a golden chanterelle. You can see the prominent ridges on the underside. Just as good at eating as the smooth. You can see right here, they sort of fork out toward the edge. That's pretty, right there, that's pretty typical with the chanterelles. Got a very nice looking specimen here. Another one right there. There's a small one over there. More over here. More down that way. Again, the smooth chanterelle. But this is a very fresh and very nice sized. This is pretty much a perfect chanterelle right here. Look at this one. See, this one here, it's kind of going bad on the one side. It's still not bad. Most of it that just may have gotten wet, extra wet, or had something laying on it that caused it to start to go bad. But I'll cut that part off. The rest of it's still good. Got a number of them here. Fortunately, I'm actually kind of lost in the woods right now, and I'm trying to find my way out. And my bag is getting heavy with all kinds of mushrooms, but I still can't let them all go. I'm out here chanterelle hunting. Got quite a few, along with an assortment of a few other mushrooms. But I was just actually taking the path on the way back. Right here next to the path. Got some sandies coming up. There. There's actually quite a number of them all around me. All around this little spot. Nice little bonus on the way back. And in some cases, right in the path. Again, a little further along. Got some right in the path. Pretty sweet. And a big chanterelle right down here. I can already tell it's past its prime. I just wanted to show you how big they can get. It's a pretty good size one. Feels squishy though. I don't know that I'm going to keep that one. It's interesting how when they're young they sort of start as almost your typical mushroom, the button shape or whatever you want to call it. But as they get bigger, they just go every which way. They can be Just so oddly shaped. A couple more things about chanterelles. One is that when you cut them open, the flesh inside is white, as you can see there. Outside is yellow, flesh inside is white. It's the same thing with the cinnabars. Now, the one possible look-alike, dangerous look-alike for chanterelles is the jack-o'-lantern mushroom. Now they can be this color. They tend to be a little bit more orange in color. But a couple things. The flesh is not white on the inside. It's the same color as the outside of the mushroom. And also they have true gills on the underside. This is again one of the smooth chanterelles. But you can tell when you look at a jack-o'-lantern's gills next to the false gills of the golden chanterelle, you can tell the difference. Jack-o'-lantern definitely has the true gills. Another thing I will mention is that they have kind of a fruity, it's described as like an apricot smell to them, which is kind of interesting. They really don't taste that way, but they smell quite pleasant actually. But they're a very firm-fleshed, very meaty, textured mushroom. So they feel very substantial when you eat them. They don't just cook down to nothing like some mushrooms do. Well, if you remember, I said there are 3 varieties of chanterelle around here. I've shown you the smooth and the golden chanterelle. This one is what's called the cinnabar chanterelle. As you can see, they are a much more orange color, sometimes like a peach or pinky orange. Still have that sort of vase-like shape. They don't get nearly as big as the others. They tend to stay pretty small. But they tend to grow in groups. And I see a few. There's one that got stepped on or something. See a few tiny ones going up over here. Go ahead and take them. But I'll show you some more of those when I find some more. Another cinnabar that's quite a bit larger. However, it's been eaten up by something. That would have been a nice sized one. There's another example here. Got a few more cinnabars here. There you can see the prominent ridges on the underside. Every time I try to say underside, I say other side. Those are pretty mushrooms. Let's see, another small one there. And a few more here. And over here. Here's the underside of the cinnabars. See those pronounced ridges? They don't go as far down the stem as they do on the golden chanterelles, but they are there. Thought I'd give you one more shot of the cinnabars next to the yellow chanterelles. Obviously they don't get as big. They'll probably get a little bigger than this, but that's probably close to max right there. There's some real small ones. We're going to throw them into some eggs along with some indigo milkies and make a colorful omelet. Shaylin's having chanterelles for the first time. What do you think, kiddo?
Oniony. It tastes like onions.
Like onions?
Mm-hmm. And salt and pepper and jellies and yumness.
Okay. Well, I guess that's a positive response, huh? All right. Sun-dried chanterelles.